Hi, welcome. Today I will show you how to start with PvP. First I'm going to speak about the blood, buffs and the armor. Kind of build you should go is using all kind of critical strike chants, so you have to use the shadow armor and rogue blood. This kind of combination has the highest DPS with normal attacks and brings you the most movement speed. The buff to the Veil with the rogue blood is also super useful because the Veil is one of the best abilities to fight with. We're going to use the amulet of the Spellweaver because it has a 10% chance to give you an insane shield and gives you on top 10% spell cooldown recovery, what is very underrated in rogue builds. There is nothing more to say about the armor, it just fits perfectly well with the blood. Instead of rogue blood you could also use warrior blood. You will gain more stability and weapon skills for less movement speed and overall damage. Especially when you are not good in dodging, this blood could be way better. One of the most important things to learn in Vrising is to use a normal attack after a Veil, because the next attack will inflict the status effect of your Veil onto your enemies and you will get healed by a percentage of your health. With the rogue blood you are also guaranteed to hit a critical hit after the Veil. For example, I knew he wanted to attack me after the Veil, so I pressed my counter and did my combo to punish his mistake instantly. You can see I swap a lot of weapons and this is also very important to master it. Here I show you the most important combos. On Mistrans you want a jewelry that fears the enemy. The most important combo to learn with this build is to use the spear after the enemy hit your counter. When you master this, you can go on. The second ability of the spear you should not use, except you have the legendary spear or in some rare circumstances. So please don't use it for the beginning, because there are way better possibilities. The second weapon you should learn is the slasher. You can make great combos with it and annoy the enemies very good. You could also use the legendary slasher, but when you want to use the purple one, try to get the movement speed and the illusion infused on it. The first combo you should learn is to activate the second ability of the slasher, stun the enemy with a normal auto attack after you use the ability, and then spear the enemy. Like here. Try to always use the recast of the spear because it will make extra damage. I didn't talk about the spells yet. You should try to use Blood Rage, Mistrans, Veil of Chaos and Merciless Charge. This has a very nice learn effect because with the Mistrans you can learn easy combos right at the beginning and you have time to think. Also a fantastic combo with Blood Rage. When you have Blood Rage, always use it because it gives you heal and movement speed. First slash ability is not that much damage, but it's very good to dodge and annoy the enemy even on middle range. But careful, it's very bad against counters that stuns you or freeze you, because you will get stunned onto the enemy and get the stun effect on you. Also when you have time and for example stun the enemy, always use the time to attack the enemy just normal or with your spear, with your longbow, whatever your heart desires. Pistols are also weapons that everybody is using. Mainly for the second weapon skill. With this skill you can dodge everything, also the most used ultimate in the game, Merciless Charge. So when you see that enemy is charging the super, swap to your pistol and hold the button for the second weapon skill. You can dodge the ultimate also with your Veil. Skill needs a lot of practice, but it's a basic thing you have to learn. You learned all the basics, so attack after and Veil, dodging the ultimate, making spear combination with your illusion counter. Then you're ready for the next few weapons. First the crossbow and the greatsword. After the first ability of the greatsword, you can use immediately the second ability of the crossbow and it will guarantee to hit. When you have an illusion greatsword and a legendary crossbow, you can even inflict fear onto the enemies. So this combination is a key weapon. You can also inflict fear with any other kind of weapon combinations. For example, with the slasher, you could first inflict weakened and then use the second ability of the crossbow to fear the enemy. Let's speak about the Reaper and the ultimate. First ability of the Reaper is very quick, can push enemies back and inflict weaken, so you can fear them with the crossbow. The only time when you should use the second skill is when you stun the enemy with your ultimate. When this happens, then you are using the second skill of the Reaper and right after it the first skill of the spear to make massive damage. But keep in mind, the enemy can also dodge the ultimate with the second skill of the pistol or the veil. That means you have to wait with your ultimate till they use the veil and any kind of second weapon skill. When you are not ready with any weapon skills yet, just normal attack the enemy. This will be also great, you will not do the most damage out of it, but you do some kind of damage and this is better than none. Here I noticed that I probably don't have enough time to use a spear, so I just reapered and crossbowed. I also waited here till he used all his weapon abilities and veil, then attacked him normally and then used my spear, because I didn't have my second reaper ability. That's how you should use the ultimate. This one is also a perfect example of the combo with the Reaper and the spear. Again, I waited till he used his second weapon skill through the slasher and his veil. What's very good about a longbow is that you can have illusion infused on it and weapon attack speed, and then it has higher DPS than a crossbow. So when you have these two stats on them, this will be a very powerful range weapon, and also like you can see here, and for example, to push enemies away and get the fear on them. Also, like when you using your combos normally, you do it with the crossbow, but the crossbow is magic infused, means spell, critical strike chance and so on. With the longbow, you have higher DPS with the physical strike chance and the attack speed. So keep that in mind, that's why I love that extra range option. It gives you just so much more different value and possibilities. The last weapon I will talk about today is the whip. First of all, it has a very nice routing system. It's like the slasher but on range and a little bit slower. Also like a greatsword thing where you're nearly guaranteed to hit because it has an insane range. You can also infuse it to make the fear from the crossbow on it. I love the whip because of the auto attacks. You can just easily sneak 1 or 2 attacks without putting you in danger, or after using a veil, because it's very hard to miss and decently fast, so it's a perfect damage resistance. This build and the playstyle is only a guideline. You can also use any other weapons and spells, but for practice, mistrends and these combos in this order is the way to a very good player. Thank you for watching, please leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next video.